In a recent Chandigarh mayor election, Supreme Court has quoted a term murder of democracy. Similar themes are happening in Rajya Sabha elections. Hello friends, welcome to the in new series of Drishti IAS. I am Ritu and today's session is about cross voting in Rajya Sabha election, and this topic is important for your GS2 perspective. Moving towards the points of discussion part. First of all, we are going to discuss the news, then we are going to discuss that what are the process for Rajya Sabha election, and then what does the 10th schedule contains, and after that what courts have ruled regarding this matter and what would be the way forward, it means the solution to all these problems, and then practice question for prelims. Before that, you have to like, share and subscribe to the Drishti IAS channel. Moving to the next slide. Next slide is about the news. So, in recent, we have seen that 3 states have witnessed the Rajya Sabha election. One state is the Uttar Pradesh, second is the Himachal Pradesh, and the third is the Karnataka. And what we have found in all these elections, that members of few particular parties has cross-voted for the other candidates. And this is called that democracy is in danger because they are not following their party's mandate. So, that's why we have chosen this topic, that what happened after that. And it also questions the sanctity of the election process. So that's why this topic is important. Moving to the next slide. Next slide is about that how are Rajya Sabha elections held. So as per the Article 80 of the Indian Constitution, representatives of the each state to Rajya Sabha are elected indirectly. It means that their people do not go directly to the ballot papers or any EVM machine, or they will cast their vote. We have elected the members of Legislative Assembly and they voted on the behalf of the people. So this is the process to elect a member of the Rajya Sabha. And what had happened, that polls of Rajya Sabha will be required only if the members of the candidates exceeds from the vacancies. Till 1998, we don't have much this Rajya Sabha election progression, and the conclusion is already decided that okay, we have 3 vacant seats and we have this 3 nominees for the Rajya Sabha. But after that, what we have seen, that the members started exceeding from the vacancy. So there is a poll, and in that Legislative Assembly member have to vote for the Rajya Sabha person. So this is the process. In that manner, the Rajya Sabha member of parliament elected. So this will be the process. Moving to the next one. Next one is about that Representation of People Act 1951 was carried out in 2003. So in order to rein in the MLAs from the such crossing vote. So earlier what had happened, that the cross voting was not allowed, but it is not allowed in the case of the Lok Sabha election. When it comes to the Rajya Sabha election, the cross voting is allowed because the member is not voluntarily giving up their what you can say the party membership. So there will be no any legal procedure to that person, that why that person has cross voted. So when it comes to the cross voted and not following the party's whip or mandate, so this is not applicable to the MLAs who are casting their vote for the Rajya Sabha people. So this is the difference between the member of Legislative Assembly in case of the Rajya Sabha or in case of the Lok Sabha. So this would be the different, and there is different method for Rajya Sabha election. The first is that secret method. But this secret method has created lots of controversies. So what had happened, that the court has come to this decision that if secrecy is making a corrupt activities or corruption, then we should be transparent. And in that case, there is a transparent case of voting, that every member is allowed to cast their vote on the ballot paper and they have to show their ballot paper to a particular agent or to a particular authority. So the overall the process is not secret, so anyone can know that who has voted whom. So this is the difference we have found out. Moving to the next slide. Next slide is about that what does the 10th schedule state. So the 52nd constitutional amendment introduced the anti-defection law, which is enshrined in the 10th schedule of the Indian Constitution, and it came in the 1985. And what it contains, so it contains that those members who are voluntarily giving up their post or membership from the parliament is categorized under the 10th schedule of the Indian Constitution. But that has not contained that if any member has cross voted for other party, that will not lead to the disqualification. So this is the 10th schedule about, and the instruction with respect to voting is issued by the whip of the party. So here there is a lot of controversy between Himachal Pradesh. The Himachal Pradesh Congress government is saying that we are not disqualifying this member because they have cross voted for the other party. We have disqualified this member because they have not followed the order of the whip of the party. So this is the thing, and we have seen that 6 members from Himachal Pradesh constituency have been disqualified. So now it's up to the court, that the court has to decide that whether disqualification is legal or not, or right or not, because maybe their cross voting can be considered that they have voluntarily gave up their membership. But it's up to the court that how court has perceived this particular disqualification process and also the cross voting process. Moving to the next slide. So next slide is about what have the courts ruled. So the Supreme Court in Kuldeep Nair versus Union of India upheld the system of open ballot for Rajya Sabha election, and Supreme Court has already said that if secrecy is increasing the chances of corruption, then we have to become transparent, and elected MLA of political party would not face disqualification under 10th schedule for voting against their party candidate. So in this particular case, Kuldeep Nair versus Union of India, Supreme Court has come with this decision. Moving to the next slide. Next slide is about that similar case. We can also see that Ravi S. Nayak and Sanjay Bandekar versus Union of India, that voluntarily giving up membership under 10th schedule is not synonyms with only formally resignation from the party to which the member belongs. So there is a difference between, the first difference is that if any person decided that he or she will voluntarily gives up their membership, and the second thing is that resigning from the political party. So there is difference between these two things. These two things should not be taken in a synonymical way. So they are not synonyms to each other. So they are very different from each other. So we must know the difference between the voluntarily giving up the party and resignation from the party. And also the conduct of member from both inside and outside house can be looked into, infer the qualities in voluntarily giving up the membership. It means that we should know that why that particular person has given their membership, whether it's resignation or whether it's voluntary in nature. But in all these discussion, cross voting has been not discussed. So moving to the next slide. Next slide is about what can be the way forward. So cross voting can be considered as a threat to the democracy, because a particular candidate has been casted their vote and people have faith that person, that okay, this person belongs to the Congress, this person belongs to the BJP, and people have voted accordingly, according to their mandates, according to their manifesto. And what had happened that in various instances, we have seen that the MLAs have cross-voted. So that will be very threat to the democracy, and also the diss to the local people, because they have voted a particular MLA according to their choice. And if their choice and if their representation will not be taken care of, then this will be a big setback for the people of this country. So in that sense, it is a threat to the democracy. So the government and parliamentarians and court should have to find out the solution, that how cross voting should be avoided, and there should be no intentional war between that person, that if any MLA is not liking to a particular leader or something like that, then they cannot go for the personal enmity for that things, because you have been casted for the people of the India. So you don't have to see your personal grudges with any person. So this is also the things, and we have to come to a concrete solution, that how this solution can be followed. And voting by an MLA against his or political party in Rajya Sabha election may well be construed as a strong reason that the person is not willing to stay in the party. So there are lots of confusion regarding this cross voting, regarding to the voluntary resignation, but the parliamentarians and the court has to come up with the solution, that what would be the solution. Overall, it's the mandate of the people, and it is indirect election by the people. So we must care about the mandate of the people. Moving to the next slide. Next slide is about the question. Anti-defection laws deals with, and this is very easy question. And your options are 5th schedule, 6th schedule, 10th schedule, 11th schedule. I hope you like this section. If you have any query related to this section, kindly ask in the comment section. Thank you.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.